Greetings, you colossal dreadmaws. I hope you're doing well. My name is Graham, and welcome to the LRRMTG Crack a Pack here on LRRMTG, where we will crack a pack on LRRMTG. I got confused partway through that and just sort of rolled with it. Today we are cracking a pack of Ixalan, which was given to us by Volodanti via mail time. So thank you. That sounds like the name of an opera that I should have heard but haven't, because I'm an uncultured swine. So thank you, Volodanti. I hope your arias are doing well. All right. First up in our pack of Ixalan, we have Territorial Hammerskull. Windmill Slam, first pick, not close. Of the one card we've seen so far. 2 and a white for a 2/3 dinosaur. Whenever Territorial Hammerskull attacks, tap target creature and opponent controls. No joke though, this thing was very strong in Ixalan Limited, and they have not made one of these white attack tappers, as cheap as this again, because this card was just very good. It's just really irritating to deal with. I would not be surprised if this is a defensible first pick as we continue through this pack. But let's find out. Next up we have Blossom Dryad. It's 2 and a green for a 2/2 Dryad, untap target land. Yeah, this one was fine. Fine card, does things, sure. We're meming. It's Meme Town. It's the Meme Town cadets. What? What am I saying? 2 and a blue for sorry, Sailor of Means, commonly known as Sailor of Memes, because you could build meme decks with it. In this case, a meme deck being multiple colors, like sort of 4 or 5 color bad stuff on the back of the Sailor. I don't know where I was going with that other thing. It's 2 and a blue for a 1/4 human pirate, and when it enters the battlefield, you make a treasure, which is a colorless token you can sacrifice to add 1 mana of any color. It's the end of a recording session of this. I really do feel like my brain is trying to escape through my ears. Thrash of Raptors is next. 3 and a red for a 3/3 dinosaur. As long as you control another dinosaur, Thrash of Raptors gets +2/+0 and trample. And it was very good at doing exactly that, which was a fine thing to have. Desperate Castaways, 1 and a black for a 2/3 human pirate. They can't attack unless you control an artifact. Don't forget, treasure is an artifact, so they are motivated by treasure, like pirates. Get it? Good. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Legion Conquistador, 2 and a white for a 2/2 vampire soldier. When Legion Conquistador enters the battlefield, you may search your library for any number of cards named Legion Conquistador, reveal them, and put them into your hand, then shuffle your library. You never wanted to take this early, but you could snap up a lot late if you were the only one that wanted them. Now, they did this kind of cool thing in this set, because this was Ixalan, and then the follow-up was Rivals of Ixalan. And this was right around when they announced that they'd be moving to have just individual sets rather than like a big set and a small set that were both sort of on the same world that you drafted together. And I think generally speaking, that's been for the better. But before that happened, they were experimenting with ways to improve the 2-set draft environment. And one of them was there were certain cards from Ixalan that were reprinted in Rivals of Ixalan, and one of them was Legion Conquistador, which worked really well because it meant that you could actually get these across both sets, because otherwise this would be bad, right? It would be fine in Ixalan and then like actively bad when you were drafting with a pack or 2 of Rivals. I can't remember if it was 1 pack or 2. One of the other cards that got reprinted between sets was Colossal Dreadmaw, and I think that is the sort of the genesis of the joke of Colossal Dreadmaw, was that it was in Ixalan and then Rivals of Ixalan, and that was a little silly. And then because unlike Legion Conquistador, there wasn't a good reason for it. It was just like, we wanted a big 6/6 trample thing. Why reinvent the wheel if they're both happening so close to one another and in the same set? And then I want to say that it was also reprinted in the core set the following year, and then it was just like, then it was just Meme Town 500 with Colossal Dreadmaw, which is now an illusion in Modern Horizons 2, and I love it. Ixalan's Keeper is 1 and a green for a 2/2 human shaman, and for 7 and a green and tap and sacrifice it, target creature gets +5/+5 and gains trample until end of turn, and you absolutely could win games with this card when your opponent stopped paying attention, and sometimes you just have to rely on that. Encampment Keeper is a real big dog. It's 1 white mana for a 1/1 hound with first strike, and for 7 and a white and tap and sacrifice Enchantment Keeper, creatures you control get +2/+2 until end of turn, and that was also a way to win the game. These cards were fine. They were not amazing, but they could sometimes win you the game. The black one I think drained for 4, and sometimes that won the game. Unknown Shores is next. Taps to add colorless to your mana pool, and 1 and tap to add any color to your mana pool if you needed to fix and you couldn't get Sailors of Memes. Dive Down. Constructed All-Star, Dive Down. Single blue mana, instant, target creature you control gets +0/+3 until end of turn, and hexproof. I buried the lead there a little bit. Very relevant in modern mono blue Terramander shenanigans. Sky Terror, a different kind of terror. It's red-white for a 2/2 with Flying and Menace. Cool. Awesome. Get in the deck. That sounds great. We got Territorial Hammerskull, we got Thrasher Raptors, we got Sky Terror. Ignore all the other stuff. Boros dinosaurs it is. Deeproot Waters, 2 and a blue for an enchantment. Whenever you cast a Merfolk spell, you get a 1/1 Merfolk token with hexproof. And lo, Merfolk beget Merfolk. An absolutely savage Stomp is next. 2 and a green for a sorcery. Savage Stomp costs 2 less to cast if it targets a dinosaur you control, and put a +1/+1 counter on creature you control, then that creature fights target creature you don't control. So you make your creature one thing bigger and then there's a fight, but if it's a dinosaur, it's only a green. Just a single green. Very, very good. And our rare is, what does this do? Shaper's Sanctuary. Single green mana enchantment. Whenever a creature you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. That seems not worth having this take up a spell slot in your deck. But fine. Why not? Is that a reason this card should not exist? No! Why not? Goof around with it. I don't like it, but I'm fine with it existing. And we have a mountain, and hey, we have that hexproof Merfolk. So there we go. In a draft, I'd probably be taking Sailor of Means. Like, Savage Stomp is cool, but there's Deeproot Waters. Here's the problem. You don't want to take Savage Stomp until you know you're in dinosaurs. You don't want to take Deeproot Waters until you know you're in Merfolk, because otherwise these just aren't as good. Savage Stomp at least is playable in most green decks, even without dinosaurs. But Sailor of Means, that only opens doors to what you could be playing. The rare Shaper Sanctuary, despite being a failure of not being particularly exciting, which is, not necessarily a failure state, it is the most expensive card in the pack at a little over $1, so it's not like this is a barnstormer of a pack of Ixalan, but that's fine. Yeah, I think I would probably just take the good old Sailor of Memes. If not that, then maybe Territorial Hammerskull, because Terry's mad and he's going to headbutt you. That's going to do it for this episode of the Crack-A-Pack. If you want to fire a pack our way, you can do that at our P.O. Box, Attention Crack-A-Pack. Otherwise, a reminder that this show and everything we do is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon, patreon.com/loadingreadyrun, and we really do appreciate it. I have been Graham. Shoutouts to the editors. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.